Everyone. How to remember the therapeutic index? The therapeutic index is also known as drug safety. You can determine how safe the drug is. So, how to remember the therapeutic index formula? Nice mnemonic is a tie. T for therapeutic, I for index, L for LD50, that is a lethal. Lethal means a death. The lethal dose 50%, the dose tested at 50% animals in death. And also we can have the toxicity dose, that is a TD50. So that dose at which toxic effect in 50% of the population tested. And E for ED50, that is the effective dose or desired therapeutic response in the 50% of tested population. So ED50, that is usually in vivo studies, whereas EC50, the effective concentration, sometimes we use in vitro studies. So the mnemonic is a time equals therapeutic index equals LD50 over ED50, or also we can say that TD50 over ED50 or EC50. So here the therapeutic index, usually there is no units. So you get the here if you say LD50, that means only animals. So we don't give the medications to see the death in the human beings, right? So this is morely the animal studies. So if the therapeutic index is higher, then the drug is a more safer. So therapeutic index, there is no units. So here there is an example when you see the diazepam, by increasing the dose, we can see how many animals they get the sleep because diazepam is a sedative medication. Then if you see around 50%, that is the 100 milligrams of diazepam produce 50% of animals get the sleep. So that is the our ED50. So ED50 of the diazepam is the 100 milligrams. Whereas the diazepam, it's starting producing the lethal effect from the 2000 milligrams onwards. So at the 50%, that is a 4000 milligrams. So that is the lethal dose 50%. So LD50 for the diazepam is the 4000 milligrams. So when you calculate the therapeutic index, so you can see therapeutic index equals 4000 over 100, you get 40. So that is the therapeutic index because there is no unit. So this milligram will go away. You get the therapeutic index 40. So that's a higher therapeutic index, so that means the drug is safer. So good example here, the diazepam is a higher therapeutic index. That means you have wide range of margin. So that means the therapeutic index for diazepam is a higher therapeutic window. So that means even if you use like 40 milligrams that produce sleep, 140 milligrams produce sleep, 180 milligrams you have sleep. So that means you have multiple options to give this medication without producing any toxic effect or lethal effect, right? Whereas some medications, they have narrow therapeutic index or low therapeutic index like digoxin, lithium, phenytoin, theophylline, warfarin, and there are many medications. So these medications, even the slight rise in the plasma concentration that leads to serious side effects. For example, digoxin, very micrograms the dose produce therapeutic response. Even the slight rise in the plasma concentration may cause cardiac arrhythmias. So if the drug have low therapeutic index, you have to monitor the plasma drug concentration to minimize those adverse effects. So sometimes in the exam, the therapeutic index, they may ask you by giving these tables, you have to figure out what is ED50, what is LD50, or sometimes they may give you graph like this. In the dose response curve, you can see what is the ED50 for the therapeutic effect, what is the ED50 for the lethal effect. And if you have some examples, the drug A has LD50 of 10 and ED50 of 5, so therapeutic index is 2 for drug A. Whereas drug B, LD50 of 50 and ED50 of 5, therapeutic index for the drug B is a 10. So which drug is safer here? So that means, so the drug therapeutic index is higher, the drug B is safer than drug A. So let's do some application exercise here. So you have the given quantal dose response relationship. The dose response curve for the therapeutic effect is a sleep and lethal effect is the death of the drug X or compared. Which of the following is the therapeutic index of drug X? So we know that how to calculate. So pause the video and come up with your answer and we'll work on the explanation. I hope you get the answer. So right, so we know that therapeutic index is the TILE, T-I-L-E. So Ti equals LD50 over ED50. So we know that LD50 is a 6 and ED50 is a 5, 0.05. So that equals 120. So the correct answer is 120. So thank you. I hope you guys learned something. See you next time.